What's up, y'all? You're watching Union Minded. I'm your host, Eric, and today is not Motivational Monday. But I'm going to bring you a Motivational Monday message on this terrific Tuesday. I wasn't able to get y'all a video yesterday, but I really felt the need to get you one today and to speak to you in a way that hopefully helps you to feel empowered, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on, and if you're paying attention to it, sometimes it can seem daunting. But I want to encourage you that you're not going to see the large change over time every day, because every day is incremental. It's incremental every day. You got to take steps every day. Every day you take steps. When you plant a seed in the ground, it doesn't take a day for the harvest to pop up out of the ground. It takes time, care, work. You got to water. You got to care for your plant, your seed, until it sprouts and it becomes a seedling, and you got to continue to baby it and tend to it. And then after time, you get a harvest back. And if it's a big tree you're trying to grow, well, it takes even more work and even more time. And so you won't see the change right away, but you can't lose heart. You got to keep working at it. You got to keep on moving. You got to keep on grooving. You got to keep on pushing, because when you're on that cusp of change, sometimes that's the hardest amount of effort that you got to put forward, because you're right at that cusp. And it's at that moment when your muscles are exhausted and everything is tired, and you just feel like you can't go on any further. But if you dig deep and you find that strength inside of you and you go forward just a little bit more, you have that breakthrough, and then serenity, peace, accomplishment, exhilaration, all of that comes. Now I'm going to expand a little bit on this terrific Tuesday / Motivational Monday on Tuesday to speak specifically to my union brethren. Siblings, we are in the midst of a cauldron, okay? And this cauldron has a bunch of ingredients in it. You have a bunch of different personalities in it. You have a bunch of different stylings in it, a bunch of different ideologies in it. It's a cauldron, and it's just on the flames, and it's percolating, and it's bubbling, and everything's mixing. That's where we're at right now. What rises out of that cauldron is going to depend on us. I've told you forever that the power of the union is in the membership. It's not in the leadership. And that goes to any level of leadership, whether it's the international office down to the local union officers. Doesn't matter. The power of a union is in the rank and file membership. The greatest trick that is pulled by bad intentioned people who attain seats of power is to trick the rank and file into thinking that they have no power, into thinking that everything that they want to do to improve things is an impossible task. It's not the right thing to do. You got bad intentioned people that want to protect a status quo that was established by bad intentioned folks who sold us out decades ago. And working people are realizing it, and unions are realizing it. You look at the UAW, implemented one member, one vote, kicked out the corrupt guys, got in a fighter. They're enjoying record popularity, record wins. They're inspiring, they're moving and leading. Why? Because the rank and file decided enough is enough. We're changing this up. You look at the Teamsters, it was very similar. The rank and file is where the power lies, but only when you realize the power that you have. And if you never realize the power that you have as a rank and filer, that's what makes change so difficult. And that's what makes everybody so apathetic. When you feel like none of your efforts matter. Doesn't matter what I do, nothing's gonna change. It's a feeling that I feel when it comes to the federal government and trying to make change and vote people in and get good things done. And then you read studies where it's like, oh, they only do the policy of their mega donors. Mega donors get their policy proposals approved 70% of the time. The average American populace, the things that is overwhelmingly popular, doesn't get approved. You wonder why. It's corruption. Well, that corruption isn't isolated to the federal government. That type of corruption isn't isolated to that. It's not isolated to Walmart. It's not isolated to the big banks. It's not isolated to these things. That type of protectionism, gatekeeping, nepotism, that type of thinking, it permeates everything. This is America. It's the culture we grew up in. We grew up learning about me, individuality, me. I'm the only thing that's important. I'm the only thing that matters. My interest. F everybody else. My interest. I got mine. How did you make out? You've heard that before. It's bad thinking, but it permeates everything because that's the culture that we're in. And yeah, every generation wakes up a little bit more to the game. And so Gen Z already peeped game and they realize that working people are getting sold up the river. They realize the bull crap and greedflation. They realize how much the government bails out wealthy folks but leaves poor people to die. They realize it. We realize it too, but we're living in this world where we're constantly thrown distractions, whether it's racism and racist activities, whether it's distractions in music or movies or gaming or whatever. We're always thrown something, whether it's gay rights or civil rights, doesn't matter. Feminism, we're thrown so many things to divide us up that we never figure out that the power is in the people in politics we address. We never figure it out. But in the union movement, I'm here to tell you for sure, the power is in the rank and file. Collectively though, not individually. If you think as a rank and filer individually you have power, then your mind ain't working right in this realm of what we're trying to do. You got to realize the power is in your siblings next to you, all of y'all coming together and showing up at the same time as a block. And then you instill fear and you instill respect and accountability into the people that sit in the seats of power, and then they bend to your will. But the power is in the rank and file, and I hope you find your power. My name's Eric. You're watching Union Minded. Remember, the fight's not left and right. It's up and down. It's going to take solidarity to win always. Each one teach one. Get out there and reach one. And remember, there could be no union without you and I front and center. So let's go. Peace.